Yo, what's up, guys? God Johnson here, but you guys can call me Seth. Today we're going to be talking about life path number 4.
My first guest tonight is one of the best-selling musical artists in the world. Her latest album, Queen, dropped on Friday. Please welcome Nicki Minaj.
We have something like a very strong desire or a projection that the thing that is appearing in your mind, if you'll get it, then your life is going to be a lot better. And then somehow it comes to you. And after a while, if you're open, you realize it's not it. It's not it. It may be fine. It may be not a terrible thing, but it's not the thing you think it would be. And I'm being very broad here, and broad is good because it means that so many people can hear what I'm sharing, whether it is a career or a relationship or a family or some kind of vacation, whatever it may be. Cosmetic surgery, having a lot of money, having a good job. If you find that you're one of these people for whom even this is not enough, God bless you, because you're on the edge of a great blessing. Because actually what you're searching for is to be at home inside your heart.
4. We got a long way to go. We're here for it. We're going to be talking about life path number 4's traits, life path number 4's gifts and abilities, life path number 4's career paths, life purpose, celebrities that are life path number 4. We're gonna go pretty in depth. I have 3 brothers that are life path number 4's and a lot of family members. And life path number 4, let me see, do I have any green in here? My backpack's got some green. But life path number 4s are this greeny kind of stable force on Earth. They're very, very helpful, very needed, very awesome. Very awesome. They do a lot for this world. They're like trees. And oftentimes they're tall like trees and stuff. You've seen them before. But yeah, so let's talk about some traits. If you guys know, I always have my notebook. I have my notebook, and then I have Google Docs, and then I have a Canva slideshow, all of these things. So we're going to be bouncing between a couple of them, and rock with that. How you guys doing, though? Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you're new, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel so I can keep this series going. Like the video, let me know you guys are here, and comment. Let me know you guys are enjoying it, what you guys want to see once the series is done. I'm going to try to roll these out a little faster because we're not going to talk about astrology placements yet. We're doing astrology series. But we have life path number 4, and I call them the Materialist. I have a couple other names for them. Some of them kind of go with life path 22, so I want to save some stuff for that, because some of the celebrities kind of intersect a little bit. But one of the names is for life path number 4 is the Materialist. Another one is the Master of Material. I had one more that I liked. Oh, the Alchemist or the Builder. The Builder is a more popular one that I've seen on Google, I think. But yeah, let's go with the Materialist. Now that term materialist often has some negative connotations. It's about like being overly materialistic. But life path number 4 is they deal with all things reality and physical realm, things you can touch and break and build more specifically. All these really cool things. But traits, we got life path number 4s are very hardworking. I'm not going to say that this is a trait that comes naturally, but something that's interesting about the life path When we say life path, we're talking about the course in which your life takes. So you're going to experience things that expound on these specific themes. So you might not have been born hardworking. You might say, okay, I'm extremely lazy. But the world will probably perceive you as hardworking in some ways, or you'll encounter a lot of things that'll make you need to be hardworking, which is fun. That's a part of the life path. So I'm throwing out these traits. These are more so just keywords for your life path as a life path number 4. Or if you know somebody's life path number 4, it's helpful for that too. Okay, so the first keyword is hardworking. You'll need to probably pick up the ability to be hardworking throughout your path. Even if you're lazy, you need to find some way to work smarter, not harder, in a way that will allow you to do hard work. Work that takes time, work that doesn't lead to instant gratification. An element that is prevalent for Life Path 4 is you guys typically want the things that take hard work to get. Which is, it's kind of this interesting paradox, because you could be lazy, but you want wealth, right? But you want it fast and you want it easily. So it makes you resourceful and find ways to get what you want. Another keyword would be resourceful. Utilizing your resources, trying to find ways to make things easier that might be difficult, working smarter, not harder. So we also got resilient. This is a very big one because life path number 4, that path we're talking about, imagine the path with me, because we're talking about life paths. You need to be resilient, or it requires resilience, because you guys are going to encounter a lot of blocks that you have to find a way to get over. It starts here. It could start as a really high block, and you have to find a way to climb it, get over, and then keep moving. Or it can start really small and build its way up. But you guys need to develop a way to keep pushing forward. Keep going. Because your path is long and hard. And I don't want to put that on everybody and say that, because your life before your life's going to be hard. But the cool thing about the path is you get the tools to manage the path with it. So, I like to think that you guys pick your life paths before you come here. So, you signed up to be a 4 because you said, okay, I want stability, I want growth for myself, I want wealth, I want to leave things behind for the people that come after me, all of these things. You guys picked it, so we just gotta rock with it. Next trait is goal-oriented. The reason you guys go towards the end of that Life Path 4 path is you see something at the end. You see what you want. Oftentimes, Life Path 4s can come into this life knowing or having some idea of what they want to do. Or they gain it very early because you're going to need resilience to walk forward towards it for as long as it takes. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But you guys have those goals that could take 30 years to achieve. I don't have an example off the top, like something that takes 30 years to specifically do. It could be like remodeling a whole entire town or something. Say the town is kind of like out of date, out of touch, and you want to rework the whole area. And you want to make it better for people that come and want to move in 20 years from now. You start that work for whatever your reason might be. And you have to be very goal-oriented and focused on doing that. Next keyword is practical. You guys are very practical. Most of what you guys will encounter are like, I guess, practical things. And towards your goal, you'll take a practical approach towards it. So say your goal is to change all of this for people 10 years or 20 years down the line. You take a practical approach. You say, okay, these are the steps I want to take. That's my goal. How do I take the steps to get there? Who do I need? How much money do I need? How much work does it take? How much time? Because also, if you're lazy, you say, okay, what's the easiest way I can do this? Easiest way I can do this. That makes sense. and the building won't. I will build it, and then it'll just crumble shortly after. You guys are responsible for making sure the structure is sturdy. I'm not sponsored by Hydro Flask, but if you guys want to sponsor me, I love Hydro Flask. But anyway, okay, so practical. Most of your goals will be very practical. I talked about life path number 3s in the last video. You guys' goals might be less practical. You guys might just I want to be a spiritual guru, and I want to acquire a bunch of spiritual knowledge, and I just want to tell people about it. That's not very practical in that there's no return that you can guarantee. It's like, okay, I know if I work at McDonald's, I'm going to get $15 or $14.50 an hour, and this is how much money I'm going to make if I do 8 hours, do double shifts, and this yada yada yada, and that's how I'll buy my car. This is life path 4, or life path 3s, or there's other numbers too, which we haven't explored, so they don't exist yet. Other numbers might just say, it's the idea. I just want to see the idea out, regardless of what comes from it. The practical aspect is, I want to see this pen exist. They're like, okay, well, what's the benefit of the pen? It looks cool. You don't like the way the pen looks? And so life path 4 is like, okay, 3, I like your idea. To give the pen some value, why don't we put smart scholarships on it? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we advertise a practical company? People go and say, okay, what's smart scholarships? Oh, I can look here for scholarships. Oh my goodness. Then you go blah, 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 and there's a whole practical route underneath 3's idea of just, this cool black and purple pen. I like the pen. Next trait is, I kind of want to save this one, but I realized I wrote it on the paper twice. So maybe we'll save it. Since I wrote it later too, I'll X this one out. Okay. Next one is structural. I feel like practical kind of covers that, but to expound on it, building structures, first encountering structures as obstacles at times, not in the sense of like maybe a life path 1 where you want to like break down structures and change them and yada yada yada, but just like some type of this is a good one, but some type of like issue with structure to start you off, whether that's a lack thereof that requires you to become the structure, but you guys are structural, meaning like you are the representation of a structure. This aspect of it kind of is like in the advice portion, and we are only 11 minutes in, so we can go into it. But when I say lack thereof in terms of structure, father figures can come into this, which is a little tricky, I know. But not having a structure that you felt you might have needed at some point in your life that causes you to have to embody that said structure.
You know what, man? You make what matters matter. Being a father is by far one of the greatest things that I could have ever been blessed with. It's great to be in the same room with someone who actually had an experience with my father, because I didn't. So to even hear him talk about it, I'm like, well, shit, that's great that you did, because I didn't get a chance to really get to know my dad. My father and I were separated. Well, long story. However, my mother, she raised me as a single parent. She was remarried. So my father wasn't part of my life. And sometimes an absentee father could become a great example for what it is to be one. And I try to be that. I try to be, there for my kids, to take them to school in the morning, to have breakfast with them, scold them when they need it. I mean, they're 5 and 6, so it's still in an age where they're trying to develop and get an idea about what life is. So I try to just not only be a good example in what I do, they see that daddy works. Like any man would want their kids to see them work, because you have to work hard to succeed in life, period. But I make them a priority.
Be the physical presence, the Rock, the this and that. And the Rock is not Dwayne the Rock Johnson is not a 4, but I mean like a literal like strong physical presence, like a father, or like a building, or like a firefighter, this and that, whatever. That's on your path. I'm trying to line it up. I'm looking at the cameras. But anyway, so some structure in your life is pulled or not included for the 4 because when you come in, you're the structure. So you might say, okay, why didn't we have food growing up? Or why didn't I have this parent around? Or this and that. The role that you just instinctually know was supposed to be filled, it's not there because you coming in fills that role, which is tricky because it can feel like saddening, like why didn't I have this? It's because you have to become it and then like be it for maybe your family, or maybe just the world in general, like people even outside of your family. You need to be that for the job you work at, and there's a lot of people that also didn't have that, whatever that structure is around, but you need to be that structure for others. It's a part of your life path. It's something you'll experience at some point. It could be immediate in that you didn't have a dad around, but you had a mom around, and your mom was a big rock for you, learn from her, but she also needed you to be a rock in some way.
I found my passion because I came from a broken home. Well, I mean, I didn't come from a broken home. I had both parents, but one parent was on drugs and alcohol, and I watched my mom be really strong and support us. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something for my mother. I want to take her out of her misery. And lo and behold, I just started doing a whole bunch of stuff, acting, singing, rapping, writing. And I felt like this is it. This is what I can do for my mom to make her proud. And that's what I started to do.
So you need to be that structural presence. Life path number 4. It comes with the territory in some way. You do need to be ignore the teensy hole there. I noticed it, but anyway, okay. So you needed to be that presence, and for some reason in your path. You'll probably need it later for your long-term goals, even if you don't deem yourself as somebody that's responsible. Play on words. You don't deem yourself as responsible, but you're made responsible. Like, here, I'm going to give you this pen. Take care of it. Make sure it doesn't break. You're like, I don't want to take care of this pen. I don't care about that pen. But you were made responsible for this pen. You'll be made responsible for a lot of things.
I was just having a debate with a friend of mine, and we got stuck on the difference between fault and responsibility. She kept talking about how something was somebody's fault. It's somebody's fault. And I was like, it don't matter whose fault it is that something is broken if it's your responsibility to fix it. For example, it's not somebody's fault if their father was an abusive alcoholic, but it's for damn sure their responsibility to figure out how they're going to deal with those traumas and try to make a life out of it. It's not your fault if your partner cheated and ruined your marriage, but it is for damn sure your responsibility to figure out how to take that pain and how to overcome that and build a happy life for yourself. Fault and responsibility do not go together. It sucks, but they don't. When something is somebody's fault, we want them to suffer. We want them punished. We want them to pay. And we want it to be their responsibility to fix it. But that's not how it works, especially when it's your heart. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone. As long as we're pointing the finger and stuck in whose fault something is, we're jammed and trapped into victim mode. When you're in victim mode, you are stuck in suffering. The road to power is in taking responsibility. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone.
Even if you don't consider yourself responsible or want to be responsible for this path, you're made to be responsible, or at least encounter responsibility. You'll have a lot of responsibility. Let me line it up. Match it up with something. Okay. Next is systematic. Plans. You want to get a car. You want to get a new Nintendo Switch. You want to get a, what do I want? A camera. You want to get the Sony FX3. Or you want to get a Mac, which I finally got a Mac. How are you going to get the Mac? What is your plan to get that goal? Because you guys are goal-oriented, but you guys are also, you like to have some sort of system, some sort of steps to achieve what you want.
I actually have a few more questions for you from our youth reporters as well.
Okay, cool.
All right, so let's jump into those. We're going to see our friend Kyan again. Hey, Kyan.
Hello.
What's up, man?
My name's Kyan Moy. I'm a little from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Nevada. My question is for you, Usher. I have a great mentor in my life, and I'm very grateful for him. My question is, as a Black positive role model, how can you help me navigate my journey to success?
Well, first and foremost, finding a person to motivate you and support you is incredible. Everybody has a mentor. Everybody has someone who will support them. The one thing I've been talking about is your personal belief in yourself and creating a plan without necessarily establishing exactly what your destination is. Your plan should be based on your passion. If you are passionate about what you want to do, then it's not just about accolade or winning an award or a reward or anything. It's about the journey through that passion. That's the one thing I would say. Belief in yourself. And then just having an understanding of the history and the people who have done what you want to do. Paying attention to the steps that they made so that you can learn and benefit from where they've gone. And now where they've arrived to be a motivator for you.
And they might not be perfect steps. They might not be, okay, this, that, and this is the way to get it. You might fumble a little bit. You say, okay, I want to get a car. I'll just play the lottery. I'll play the lottery. I'll go to the gas station every single day at 2:30 p.m. And I'll buy a lottery ticket. Now that's like, it's kind of a gamble. It's a little airy-fairy because the lottery, I don't even know what the chances are in terms of stats of you winning the lottery. But you go there and that's your plan. And you said, okay, I'm gonna go to a pre-existing system lottery. People win the lottery. $13 million, you can win the lottery. People have done it. That's the system. I mean, go to that. Or you could go to the government and say, okay, boom, how can I get like free money from the government? I'm an American citizen. Well, how can I get some free money? Yada, yada, whatever. And you go with that system. But you need some sort of like system to follow, even if it's your own. It could be an external one that you've seen and you want to, okay, I want to take that path to my success. Or you develop one, which puts you in a really cool position. The next trait is indulgent. Now, you guys, life path number 4 is, I called you guys the Materialist, the Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff to do with material. For better and sometimes for a little worse. It can be a little weird. You guys can be overindulgent in some ways, but you guys have a love for the material in some way. Whether you guys are obsessed with money, you love money, or you guys are obsessed with physical fitness and building your body, or you guys are obsessed with, it could be drugs, alcohol, partying, this and that. It could be a lot of things. You guys' path is tricky because you guys are learning about hard work. You guys are learning about resilience. You guys are learning about being goal-oriented, how to be practical. This is all hard stuff. It's like difficult. So you guys could use some aspects of your material connection or your indulgence to manage some of these things.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I've never been high in my life. When I can't sleep, I take an Ambien to go to sleep. And I'll take a 5-hour energy drink to stay up sometime when I ain't got no energy. I've never popped a Molly, X, Percocet. I've never drank red or white wine or Heineken, nothing, ever in my life. Why don't I drink? Oh, that's cool. It's not cool. I don't drink because everything about drugs and alcohol fucked my life up. Throughout my childhood. Everything was out of control, so which made me a control freak. So I'm not successful because I work hard. I'm successful because I've worked hard as hell to be the opposite of everything that I grew up in and around. And these are the fruits.
Okay, next portion is you guys are experienced. or you'll gain experience on this path. Now, everybody gains some sort of experience in life because this is all just one big experience. But you guys gain experiences that lead you to all of these awesome, amazing, really, really cool traits. Really, really cool traits. Now, you might be wondering, Mr. God Johnson, what is the point of going through all this hard stuff? You mentioned the goal at the end of the tunnel and all that stuff. That's awesome. I want to be rich. But, like, why do I have to go through the hard knock life for us? You know what I'm saying? Why do I need to go through that? That takes us to life path number 4 is purpose. Or purpose is. I'll say purpose, and then I'll kind of dive into, like, themes that you'll encounter, or your meaning for your purpose. Like, what's the purpose of the purpose? What's the purpose of the path? Cool? Sound cool? All right. Life path number 4 is purpose. I wrote to build a foundation or be a foundation for others. Now, your long-term goal that you're working towards, whatever that might be, you're the life path for, so you might have some idea. If you have no idea, you'll find out along the way. And if you have questions, let's talk about it. I offer natal chart readings and life path chart readings. I'll put that in the description. Hit me up, and let's work through all of this together. But yeah, so build a foundation. That could mean a company. You act as a CEO and you have this idea, like the CEO of YouTube.
There's this story, apocryphal perhaps. It reminds me of Steve Jobs in a garage somewhere with. It is that U2 went to a dinner party, and there were people there with a camcorder, and they were all talking about how they could see other people's video, and had no means to do that. Is that right? Is that a correct story?
Correct. It happened in January of 2005. It was up in my place in the city in San Francisco. And we were having a dinner party, and people had digital cameras there, and we were taking normal digital photos as well as movies. And when we tried to share the photos, we found it very easy to share the photos with one another. But when we tried to share the movies, we tried to email it back, but it just kept getting rejected, bounced back. We tried to upload, and people have different video types, video codecs that you have to download, different software. So we sort of took a look at, with all the digital cameras now, with phones being able to take movies, that this was going to be more and more of a problem for other people. And we try to make and simplify this process to make it as easy as possible to share these videos online.
And touching on our experience at PayPal, we saw the power of simplifying a process and giving everyone a solution. So in that case, being early employees there, we did that for payments, and we saw the same opportunity here in the video space.
You could build the rock, and you don't have to be it yourself, but you still have to learn these traits. Regardless, if you build it, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be a rock, and it takes just as much to build one, because you have to learn a lot. You have to be patient, you have to be hardworking, you have to be resilient, you have to be so many things to just even build something. You say, okay, I don't want to be anybody's father figure. I do not want to be that. I don't want to be that. I'm going to build a robot that will allow me to allow people to have father figures. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll build it. Like, okay, we'll start building it. So you have to learn how to build a robot, how to code it, how to all the stuff, build the material, make it feel like fatherly. But then the actual contents of being a father, you have to be aware of these things. You're like, oh shit. Well, how do I learn the traits of being a father? I'll just study it. I'll study it for a long time. You have to get this experience somehow, gang, to be able to build that robot that's going to be a rock for whatever this community needs. If it's kids, all this stuff, you want to build a father robot. You have to know about it, or you have to find somebody who knows about it. Either way, gang, it takes time, effort, all of the 4 things. It takes all of the life path 4 things. It takes a lot. And number 4, it looks like a goalpost too, and it's got like that foundation. Doesn't look like the strongest foundation, but goalpost is like boom, that's the goal, that's what we're aiming for. Boom, this is the structure that we're standing on. and all of that stuff. Who else has a stem like that? 9s do. Yeah, I guess you guys are the only. Well, 1s have like they're just existing, like they're just strong in them. Life Path 4s, they're strong. Wait, oh, you guys can't see it. They're strong, but there's also stuff built on top of their strength. So these are all symbols, guys. The numbers and stuff and symbols, and they're all symbols with meanings. Okay, so then we have another part of Life Path number 4's purpose is to learn about stability and how to stabilize yourself, right? You're the one walking along this Life Path number 4 journey. Yes, you have a purpose of being, or maybe of building stability in the world, but it's you walking through the Life Path number 4 tunnel. Again, imagine it with me. It's a tunnel, and everything inside of it is green and consists of Life Path number 4 things. You're walking through it, and you're gonna come out the other side probably covered in green stuff. It would have been cool to do this video right out there because they have like, first of all, I'm in the number 4 room on purpose, but I'm in the number 4 room and they have like, there we go. See those like little tree thingies? Like the little roots and stuff. You guys at least see it, which is awesome. Hope I didn't break the illusion of like, oh my God, where's he at? Where's he at? What is he doing? But yeah. Okay, so learn about stability and how to stabilize yourself. Learning about stability through like just being a stable force, and like the example with the robot thing, like learning about what stability is needed in the world. If you're going to build it, how do you make something stable that can last a long time, that is strong? All of these really cool things. And then the other element is how do you stabilize yourself? Through all these experiences that you go through as a Life Path number 4, how do you stabilize yourself and ground yourself and be able to embrace that growth? Embrace it. Go towards it and learn the things you need to learn from it. How do you do that? That takes stability. In some way. It doesn't mean, going through this and I never move off this line. I never move to the right too much. I never move to the left too much. It might be flips for you guys, but this is my right, this is my left. You might lean off the rock a little bit at times, but how do you get back to center? Even if I'm not center on the screen fully. Anyway, how do you do that? The next part of Life Path 4's purpose is to grow as a person, which is similar, and the theme with all the Life Path numbers is like growth in some way, which is why number 4 is big foundational. It's very, very, very foundational. But you guys are here to experience the growth the most as a person. Like as you gotta grow in some way. Part of your incarnation, maybe in the past. And there's the idea that like with each incarnation, you just move up a number. That's one idea. I think it's a little more jumpy than that. It could just depend on what your soul is desiring or your ideology. Whatever you want to rock with, you do that. It's all about imagination and fun for me. Anyway, but growing as a person. That's you guys' a big element of you guys' purpose is like, how can I grow as a person? Because think about it like this. I keep tracking back to this father example because Life Path 4, if you look in tarot, that's the Emperor, right? There's King of Pentacles too. That's like a big fatherly, material, stable element or archetype. But the Emperor is like, that's big dog, right? And to be a Life Path number 4 means you're attached to that idea in some way, male or female, of the Emperor. I'm not going to switch it to Empress because Empress is number 3 in tarot, so I'm not even... I want to be gender inclusive, but just take that, it's energies, not genders, right? You guys are attached to Emperor, and that's like the highest standard of like these traits I'm describing, this type of energy. It's the highest standard, And excuse my language, you can't bullshit with that. There is no like, oh yes, I'm the emperor, but you don't see all of the stuff on my back and I'm just showing you this front strong exterior, but my internals. But if you gonna do it and be it, it's all of it. That's what it means to be the emperor. You have to actually inside and out. And you guys can do a good job at presenting an exterior very well, but if the internal work is not done, it's gonna show. If the inside of the tree is rotting and decaying, it's only a matter of time until the outside of that tree. A better example would be like food, I guess. The inside of food is like getting weird, like the inside of a tomato, and the outside starts to get all decrepit. It's only a matter of time. So, growing as a person is important because you guys are the embodiment of a lot of strong energy, powerful energy, really, really awesome energy, but there's work. Main thing for y'all is work. I don't just mean, working at McDonald's, this and that, but work. You guys are working on something, need to work on something, because it's important. Y'all got something that y'all gotta,
Do you feel like you are successful?
Yes, I do. I always want more. I'm, for some reason, like ready to go back and start working on new music tonight, even though everyone around me needs
This came out like last week.
Yeah. Everyone around me needs a breather for sure, but...
But dude, you said you wanted to have $25 million by the time you're 25. You did that. Mm-hmm. Now you say you want $250 million by the time you're 29. I mean, this is, given the modest way you grew up, what does money mean to you?
Well, I think less than the dollar value, it's just more about the idea of growth and business mindset too. 25 million at the time seemed crazy to me, but when you start becoming a headlining touring act and brands want to get involved with you and you can go do private events and whatnot, it's you're capable of making it. And now I want to for sure obviously keep touring, keep making music, but now I see that there's other ways, as far as like this global ambassador thing, as far as maybe starting, I want to invent something. I want to start a company. I want to do something that has maybe nothing to do with music.
Well, why do you care so much about success? Have you figured that out?
I'm just addicted to it.
Why?
I think that I've sacrificed so much for it already and dedicated so much of my time that I have to push it as far as I possibly can, because I've given up a lot of years as far as maybe like nurturing like personal relationships go, and trying to build things like a family or a relationship, or I don't do any of that. I just kind of work. So with that being said,
and how do you feel about that?
I'm okay with that now. At this point in my life, I'm okay with that. I think it's a great age to be doing that. I think maybe in 10 years, if I'm still in that mindset, I might have to like come sit back down with you and be like, yeah, we gotta have it. This is a different conversation tonight. But yeah, no, I feel good about it now.
I interview a lot of artists who will say, and I'll say, what is the dream here? What do you, I just want to be able to play music, make a living. It's just about the art.
Yeah.
I mean, whether they're being duplicitous or not in the answer, they don't publicly say, I want to be number one, especially
Right.
Canadian musicians.
Right.
You're not afraid to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why.
Well, I don't want to be number two. I think that would be a weird thing to sit here and say, or I don't care. I want to make this city proud.
Whether that's helping somebody build something, and then you're like, somebody has an idea, and y'all come up, be the foundation, because it needs to see the light of day. Otherwise, it might not have, because it didn't have that stability. But you guys can take the stability that you guys learn and that's within and apply it to anything. You guys can ground anything. And a lot of the power of ideation, I could have a billion ideas in my head. You might never see them because they've never been grounded. So you could say, okay, what's important in the idea or the stability? Right, that's the point. It's hand in hand.
I'm Larry Page. I'm co-founder and CEO of Google. I was at Stanford from 1995 through 98. I studied computer science. I was in the PhD program there at Stanford. I did not quite graduate, but I did get my master's degree. I'm Sergey Brit. I'm from Google, and prior to that, I was a PhD student at Stanford. Larry and I first met when he came to visit during the PhD recruitment weekend, which was, he started a couple of years after I did. And we became good friends when he actually agreed to join and came on board. And we experimented with a variety of things. You know, we had some shared interests, and Larry had this crazy idea that he was going to download all the links on the web and then do something with them. It wasn't entirely clear what. We did find that there were great applications, and one of them was search, which eventually became Google.
Really quick, something I'm noticing retroactively. Sorry to break the fourth wall, I'm editing the video right now. But it's crazy to me that both the CEOs of YouTube and and the CEOs of Google are number 4s. Steve Chen, he's a 22, but as you guys know, 2 + 2 is 4. So he's got that energy, but on a slightly higher frequency than Chad Hurley, but Chad Hurley's a 4. And then we have, for Google, we've got Larry Page, and and Sergey Brin. Yeah, they're both 4s, and they both made Google, which is what I'm gonna post this video on. Interesting stuff. I just want to throw it out there because that's crazy. 4s have a lot of power, and this really just further emphasizes y'all are these builder kind of people. More power to you. Keep it going. Keep it going. All right now. Where's the 4? You guys can't see my number 4. I'm not gonna expose the list early. It's a short. How many? Okay, 30 minutes. All right, let's move a little long. All right, so let's get into celebrities. My last video was crazy long. We don't need to keep it crazy long. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know though. I'm curious. All right, we're gonna get into the life path number 4, celebrities. Okay, we got some pretty cool people on this list. So life path number 4s, we got Lionel Richie, we got Jimmy Fallon, we got Jordan Peele, we got Usher, we got Drake, we got DDG, we got Jennifer Hudson. Sorry, my bad. We got Steve Harvey, we have Muji, we have Mike Tyson, we have Nicki Minaj. Hi, it's me again, Seth from the future. I wanted to mention this. Oh, let me make this. I wanted to mention this as well. Ice Spice is also a life path 4, which I found out afterwards, and I'm like, okay, so they had Nicki Minaj label Ice Spice the princess of hip hop and kind of pass on that throne or mantle or whatever, and they're both 4s. I found that to be a little interesting, but you know, just mentioning it, I thought that was a cool correlation. I'm like, all right, they're both 4s, and she's passing it on to the new, but it's not even like the same junk. Like what Ice, that's another conversation. Let's get back to it. Okay, I put Oprah in here. That one I'm kind of conflicted about because with numbers like 2, 3, 4, 6, and yeah, you guys have the ability to like merge with the master numbers, and then that kind of like amplifies the signature of your purpose. So like Oprah, I think you guys can fact check it too. If you guys do the mental math, it might end up at just straight 4 or 22. So I kind of consider her a 22. And it's for me. You can like feel the difference. You're like, okay, 4. There's themes in there. Oprah's got some 4, but she's like transcended that. Like she's brought that like, yeah. I call them. Should I even spoil it? Ooh, that's such a cool name though. I'm not gonna spoil it. Okay, we got Oprah, but not really. But she's 22, but you get it. We got Demi Lovato, Adam Sandler, Tyrese Gibson, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now here's another one. We got Will Smith. He is like Oprah. We got Bill Gates. He's like Oprah again. But these are cool examples to have just for sort of fours guys. Because the fours, they might be my shortest. No, the twos were definitely my shortest. Y'all were hard to find. But we got, maybe I was looking in the wrong fields. I don't know. But you guys have Quentin Tarantino. You guys have, I put Amenadiel, the guy that played, the guy from Lucifer. Amenadiel. I don't know his actual name. Let me just get that for the sake of, so I can put some respect on his name. Okay, DB Woodside. So David Brian Woodside. Yeah, he's a number 4. And he was the stabilizer for Lucifer in the show. Yeah, he was like the good angel trying to keep Lucifer on his right path, and he's a strong right man, all that stuff. Sweetie, she's a life path. Oh, I spelled it like sweetie. How do you spell? Okay. Yeah, so rapper, she's a life path 4. We got some other cool people. Who else? Luther Vandross. Fantasia. We got Marlon Wayans. Ari Lennox. Lakeith Stanfield. Henry Cavill. Oh, yeah. Superman. That's a big, foundation. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think. Mike Myers, also a really cool foundation. That whole, how am I forgetting the name? This is one of my favorite movies. Austin Powers. There we go. I didn't Google it. I almost did. Mike Myers. We got Chad Hurley. That's the CEO of YouTube, or he was the co-founder of YouTube. Got Brad Pitt, Tony Braxton, Rick Riordan. I love Rick Riordan. He wrote Percy Jackson, all those books. I love those books. Fire. And also the Apollo book. Big fan. We got Calvin Harris, Xavier Omar, Ronnie Del Carmen. Now, he's a storyboard artist. I can't remember what storyboards he did. Was it Shrek or something? What did he do? Oh, okay, so he did a bunch. He did WALL-E, Soul, Inside Out. Okay, so he's like that. All right, there, Ronnie. Okay, my last video was in Playa del Carmen, but not that has anything to do with your name. Okay, and then we got Leon Thomas. So this kind of gives you guys a chance to see some of the people that are walking in that same purpose as y'all. You guys can look at their stories. I'm gonna put some clips throughout this thing, ideally as I'm covering some points. Marlon Wayans talked a lot about his path of being the youngest Wayans brother. I think he was the youngest, yeah. And the amount of hard work it took to write scripts. And he was trying to align, I guess, in some ways align with the foundation that his brothers had already set and meet that expectation. And that was a big challenge. He talked about having to write a script, I think 20 times or something.
I was broke. And me and my brother Sean was looking at each other like, what are we gonna do now? My brother Sean was depressed. He would sit in the room with lights out and he played Christmas music because whenever you get upset, because Christmas was a happy time, was it? When we get upset, they play that Christmas music. And I would come down with them. We always had a bottle of Diet Pepsi, and that was when they had the 120-ounce of Diet Pepsi. And I would sit there like we did at Living Color, and he had a brand new computer, and I was sitting there working on Wayans Brothers. And then one day he came out the room in his robe, and he said, "What you doing, stupid?" I said, "I'm working on a TV show." And the first thing he read was, "Interior, outside." He said, "Stupid, how you have interior, you outside?" He said, "Move over." And then we sat down and we created our show, Wayans Brothers. Nobody gave us nothing. And my brother, when we did Don't Be a Menace, Keenan made us do 26 drafts. 26 drafts. And then the director, when we finally shot the movie, me and Sean would cry. Why are we doing another draft? We're gonna do it again and ain't ready yet. Then the director didn't get comedy, messed the movie up. We screened the movie, it got terrible ratings. Miramax was like, what are we gonna do? Keenan's like, I can fix it. I need $1 million and I need 10 days of shooting. Bet. Keenan said, okay, I got the budget. I know what to do. Now you guys gotta write a movie. What do you mean? I'm gonna write a whole new movie. You fucked this one up. And in 1 week, we had to write a whole damn new movie. So much so that I couldn't even think of anything. I took some hits of weed. Me and my boy got high, like me and my boy Xavier. I passed him the weed, and he took it, he coughed, and he threw up. Damn. And fell on the floor. And I looked at him, I said, hey, nigga, pass that shit. And we put it in Don't Be a Menace. So we wrote all these different sketches, the grandma's breakdancing, all these different sketches that getting jumped in, that became the movie of Don't Be a Menace. And hadn't we did the 26 drafts prior to that, we could have never showed up to put together that draft in 7 days and do what became the classic Don't Be a Menace.
Right. You said he
Damn, I got stories. Shit, I need a second. Damn.
That was
I look at my face in the mirror and I don't know I'm this old.
You mentioned that Keenan made you write it. Rewrite it 26 times. I can imagine the length of time that you and Sean spent coming up with the first script.
Yeah.
And then to rewrite it.
Yeah.
And to rewrite it.
Yeah.
And then say, you know what? Y'all messed it up again, so guess what? I got $1 million from Miramax, and we're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Did you man, come on, Keenan, bro?
The whole time.
Let's just roll with it.
We wanted to fight this nigga. I was like, Sean, you get the legs. I'll kick him in the chest. We was so mad. But you look back and you go, oh, I see why Yoda made us do those things. Mm-hmm. And now we're Jedis. Mm-hmm. Now I know how to do it. Now I know I sit there and I talk, me and Robert Townsend, we have talks, and Robert's like, damn, little bro, you really on your, yeah. And he's like, I'm so proud of you. And to hear that, from my brother Keenan, like, I'm proud of you, you're doing great work. I worked my whole lifetime to be able to hear, I'm proud of you, you're doing great work. My brothers don't
pass our compliments.
No, they don't laugh. I go, how'd you like it? I put it on, and when something funny happens, they go, that's funny. Damon just goes, And to hear them go, I'm proud of you. When he watched God Loves Me, Damon said, Ugly, you did something different. You took one topic and you went in for a whole hour. He said, I don't think a lot of niggas is special, but that was special. He said, that made me, you inspired me. I was, wow. And that's how I knew I was on to something. Keenan was like, Damon said your special was brilliant. I watched it, and he was right. He said, good job, beautiful work. And so I know I'm doing the right thing, and it's not an accident. I've been trained in ways that they don't even know.
Right.
Y'all, I could tell you story after story. This is 33 years of cooking. I'm telling you, this next level was we going for the shiny things. Yeah, they all say.
Like rewrite a script 20 times because Keenan Ivory Waynes, I think. Yes, Keenan. Yes. Okay. He was like I gotta check his number too, because if he's a 22, that's dope. But he set a really high standard for the Wayans brothers, so Marlon was trying to meet him up there, and it took a lot of hard work. So I'll try to put that podcast clip in there if I can find it. Usher too, I found some really cool clips of him talking about fatherhood and how he didn't have a dad around and stuff, and how he decided to be that for his kid. That's just another example of being a rock. Nicki Minaj too. There was a correlation I saw because we had Nicki Minaj, then we had Drake, and they're linked in their career paths. I thought we had one other person. Oh, and then we had Usher and Tyrese. I feel like those two guys it's like the similar R&B guy thing. It's like similar. It's similar. We got Luther. But Nicki Minaj, she talked a lot about trying to fit a mold. That's why she got all of the plastic surgery she got. I'll put that clip in there. It's from the podcast, the Joe Budden podcast, I think. She talked about her experience with that, feeling that pressure to fit that mold of the package of like what she needed to be a female rapper. That goes back to the systematic thing, the structure. Also, it leans into overindulgence in material, doing too much for material.
No, it wasn't acceptable to have surgery at all or anything, even though, and at that time, I had never had surgery. I had ass shots, which till this day, I realize even what I did, and even with me not consulting with anyone to do something like that, how insane that was. Like, it's not that you go to a doctor, a professional person. No, it's some random person.
Yeah, shorty in the Bronx.
Comes in. I was in Atlanta
Queens.
at the time. And actually what happened was I kept on being around Wayne and them. And at that time, you know, Wayne, he always talking about big booties Wayne would have like a new chick in the studio every session. So it was always a new big booty.
Creative support. That's what I like to call it.
A new big booty there.
A muse.
Right. Actually, yes. Actually, it was. They were his muses.
You like to look to the side and see something with some ass sitting there while you're trying to come up with a line.
That's right. And yes, I want to make sure I don't downplay those women because they have a big part in the journey of a rapper's career. You know what I'm saying? Because when they are out there, they would give him that fuel. You know, them smiling, them listening. You know, he would do stuff and then just see organically what they would respond to, right? All of those things. So they were his muses, but I just was around them all the time, and I was like sister. I was like the little sister with Wayne and Mac and all these boys, you know, J Mills and Gutta and all of them. And all I would hear them talking about is big butts. And I didn't feel complete or good enough, good as those girls, because I'm like, oh my God, you know, this is what you're supposed to look like in the rap culture, and I don't look like that. And now.
But that was you telling yourself that, and not anyone else saying that to you.
No, yeah, they never told me that. Well, no, I'm lying. I think they said stuff sometimes jokingly.
Jokingly.
But to a young girl or up-and-coming rapper or anything like that, when it's from someone like Lil Wayne, it matters, you know, like, so even if they're joking, they don't know that the person that is there in that room with them is not finding it funny.
Sacrificing your simple terms, I guess your heart, your core, your worth for material things. Trading that, thinking that material is worth more than you, I guess. Sacrificing yourself to have this. You know, like, wouldn't recommend it. Or like the paper monies and stuff, like, but do what you do, but that's just an idea. So I'll put that clip in there. Jordan Peele, he could be a cool example of the structure of being a comedian or like writing comedy. Another element of you guys' business, where did I put that at? I guess that aligns with systematic. Well, I got to talk about this too. You guys' career paths, which we'll talk about that once we finish. But Jordan Peele, in writing comedy sketches, you have to find the structure for comedy. Whether you've know it or not, and the same thing you see with Marlon Wayans, but there's a lot of structure that goes into even being funny and telling a joke. You might think, oh, it's just natural instinct, people just have it. No, you gotta like study, okay, what is making people laugh, so that you can take that formula, replicate it, do it over and over and over. That's another thing that comes to life path number 4 is like, depending on what your intent is. If your intent is just to make money, then you might just make music that could just make money. You don't want to, I don't want to say like, it's a different intent than what you would get with a 3 doing music or like a 1 doing music. 1 would probably want to be the best at music and make great music. It's not necessarily about money. 4s, it could be like, okay, how can I make money? Okay, I see rappers are making money. Let me fit that mold, make some money, right? And I'll just keep following that formula. When things change, make money that way. Drake, you see that? I don't know if that's his intent. I've never met Drake, blah, blah, whatever. But he is very consistent. And he's consistently stayed at the top of rap. I'm not saying number 1. There was a whole argument with Kendrick, number 3, and Drake, number 4, and J. Cole, number 7. But he's been consistently at the top. In terms of when he drops music, people listen, and he's making money from music. I'm assuming I've heard a lot about people not making money from music. But hey, he's found the formula that works. He has a team of people. People talk about him having ghostwriters. Let's take that hypothetical and say he does. He's taking a structure. He said, okay, guys, can y'all like make the structure really strong? I'll communicate the structure. So give me the flow, give me the words, I'll communicate that structure. And I'll rock with the image. I'll be the structure. I'll be Drake. You guys make the stuff in the background. Make the beat. Give me the words. Give me the flow that works. And then I'll copy that. I'll copy that and rock with that. Cool example. I don't know Drake's actual process. He could be a writer. But let's go with that one as well too. Let's say he's a writer of all this stuff. He's learned the structure of rap music. He learned the structure. What's a hook that actually hooks you? What is a melody that people will listen to and want to have on repeat, put in their TikToks, all that stuff. Finding the structure. That's how you build something and remain up there. You can't just always rely on luck. Once you have the luck and you have the talent, you gotta ground it. You gotta say, okay, this is what that does, and this is how I can do it consistently, which is what I'm doing with the series. I'm gonna try to do 5 after this. We'll see. Like right after. Anyway, we'll see. Okay. I can't do same fit though. Gotta have different fit. I don't know. Anyway. All right. So let's talk about your career paths. All right. So life path number 4, career paths. We have bodybuilder, which is a good application of a lot of the things that life path number 4 likes to do. Growing, working on themselves, and like seeing physical results. Bodybuilding is a way to do that, and competition. You guys are competitive in some ways. You guys might have some similar energies of like one of like wanting to do something but doing it really well. So being a bodybuilder might inspire that. I don't know how lucrative that is though. Next element is entrepreneur. Starting your own business in some way, or taking on a business, some way to make money. You guys might have a lot of, similar to 3s, you guys have ideas, but it could be a lot of ideas about things that are more practical. How to make money. How to make something that's like, will last a long time and make money. Not to make you guys all about money. I know you guys aren't just that, but something to do with material. If you want to be a bodybuilder, but you see it's not lucrative, you say, okay, I'll be a personal trainer. I'll just do that, and I can have people pay me because I have this image that I've built. This is my marketing strategy. It's harder for me to be a bodybuilder if I don't fit the image of being a bodybuilder. But because I built up my image, that's all my marketing. I just walk around with a shirt off all the time and say, yo, you want to look like me? $350 an hour. Right, and that's all you got to do to some extent. But then life path number 4 is also have the effort to take that entrepreneurial spirit of wanting to be a bodybuilder and market themselves. How do I market myself? And you continue to do that. You take that image and you fit it and keep it there. You have an ability to not. There's like 3 words that just came up, and one of them is big that I wanted to use. But you have the ability to not deviate from that image. You say, okay, this is my image for my marketing purposes. I'm going to be this, and you're not going to see anything else. I'm only this. And that's a big thing with being a celebrity, is like image throughout history. Like making movies, they tried to have it so like the movies kind of correspond with what you deem as the celebrity's actual life, which is also just marketing. We saw that with Joan Crawford, studied that in school. But they wanted to kind of like shift her image a little bit. So, like, okay, well, what was the movie? I think my teacher was saying Mildred Pierce was an example. They wanted her to seem more like hardworking, like she wasn't just this, and that. They wanted people to kind of believe that she was more of the traits of Mildred Pierce, so like caring mother and this and that. Hardworking. So, life path number 4 is having the ability to follow a mold and just be that. I'm curious about that number now. She was born. Oh, that's what my teacher said. They didn't know when she was born. Wait. Okay, there we go. They said, I think it was her. They said something that was like, people weren't sure. They said March 23rd. Okay, so March 23rd. So what? That's 8, 9, 18, 5. This is 5. Okay. I think that's 5. If my math is wrong, let me know. I'll put it up on the screen, I guess, let me know. 5. I'll do it one more time just to check. Hang on. 8, 9, 18, 5. Okay. All right. So we'll talk about 5s next, because, and let me put her on the list right now, because that's probably a big deal. Because 5s, we're not gonna say anything about it actually. We're not gonna say anything about it right now. Okay. Next career path I have is like naturopath. That's somebody that is like more about natural medicine as opposed to other types of medicine like pills and stuff. You guys try to find a more natural way to heal people's bodies. Life path number 4 is also have a big connection to the planet Earth and health. That's why you guys are good bodybuilders and stuff, because you guys will take the time to work on your nutrition. And then you guys can teach others that and work on that and make money from that, helping people heal, which is very beautiful. We need more like them. Next we have psychology, which kind of dives into the same thing, but it's more based on the experiences that you guys go through. It's hard stuff. And usually if you need a psychologist, you found that you kind of like need that in life, you might become one to help others with that. Yeah, because you guys have gone through, like, you guys understand, and you guys like, let me take my experience and use it as a way to help other people navigate reality in this experience more easily. It's not just 4s you guys help. 4s have one of the hardest kind of paths you can have. Some hardest. We can rock with that for now. Not that it's rewarding, but it's some other stuff. But you guys can use experiences to help others, which is cool. Business administration. I'm sure that I don't want to just like take the 2 words and kind of give it meaning, because I know people are like, yo, I'm a business administrator, I don't do this at all. But what I mean by this is like, again, being the stable force for businesses. You're kind of in charge of like the day-to-day. What is it saying on here? It's organizing people and resources to achieve common goals, making decisions and performing business operations, establishing goals, managing staff, overseeing finances. A lot of material things. A lot of material, practical things that people might not want to do. They're like, I don't want to do that. I just want to like be an idea fairy. I want to throw out my ideas and be creative. I don't want to like worry about watching staff and organizing staff. Boo-hoo, it's boring. You guys have the ability to do that. And you guys get the payoff for it, which you should. All right, we got songwriter, which we talked a little bit about with Drake. Is like you got that's another form of building structure. Songs, it's all structure, formulas, hook, verse, pre-chorus, blah blah blah, and then making music that sells. That's y'all's formula. Now, what we see with Drake and Tyrese and Usher, I don't think he writes his music. Does Usher write his own music? Yeah, okay, they said he does. Okay, well they said, well that's ChatGPT saying that. Did Usher write Confessions? That's the test right here. That'll be the test. Okay, they said he co-wrote it with Jermaine Dupri and Brian Michael Cox. Okay, alright, well, I kind of want to keep digging because that's what you're supposed to do with like information and it's media literacy. You're supposed to keep digging. Let me see. Because I don't want to just say like, oh yeah, based on that ChatGPT response, Usher wrote Confessions. But let's rock with that. So we'll go with, we'll just go with Tyrese for now. Because I know that it's been said that he doesn't write his music, which is totally fine. Because the delivery of it, just being the voice for it is still just as impactful. But yeah, he takes the molds, kind of like how I mentioned with Drake and his their theories of like him being or having ghostwriters. He takes that structure and applies that. But another thing is like being a songwriter, you have to be aware of that structure to take that and then write within it and make music that sells. Make music that you know is going to be a hit, and also having somebody like Tyrese that can take that image or embody that image, send it out there, and represent that. Which brings us a pretty far over to our next number, which I won't spoil too much yet. All right, let's see. And I hope you guys, I'm just naming off examples of career paths, but I'm also giving like the meaning. So I also have doctor and construction worker. Construction worker, that's a physical use of your abilities and hard work. Just ideas for you guys to kind of rock with. Entrepreneur is fun. Songwriters, dancers too. Dancers. You guys have a connection with rhythm and the body and materials. Rhythm is big though. Drummers, dancers, you guys have an ability for that, which aligns with your indulgence. You guys might be party goers sometimes. Because you guys like rhythm, dancing, and you guys can sometimes be overindulgent, which are all things you might find at parties. But hey, live your life. Okay, so for the career paths, I just put like career paths that help people with reality. That means managing reality and their experiences and finding stability in it, and just how to navigate it. You know, how to deal with the stresses of life. And it's best to hear that from like a hardworking person that experiences a lot of the stresses and some really challenging things in life. Number two, career paths that allow them to develop let's run it back. Career paths that allow them to develop a formula or structure, which could be anything. I'm just so you guys have an idea of some things that might work pretty well. Next one is career paths that provide stability. So not only that allows you to develop a formula or structure to follow and effectively get work done, but one that provides you with stability. And that doesn't just always mean materialistically. It could be maybe you want emotional stability. And so maybe like a job like dog walker or veterinarian, right? Being around animals provides you with emotional stability. You feel good. When you're being around them, you feel stable, you feel grounded. Or being like a botanist, gardener, you feel stable being with the earth, being using your hands to work. Construction worker, somebody that builds houses. There's a bunch of really cool videos on YouTube. This channel I love is called Man-Made. I think Man-Made. Yes, I watched him build like a office under his stairs. It's really cool. But you guys love doing these types of things. The Man-Made, he said his motive was like creativity. But creativity with your hands too. And he posted on YouTube, got 12 million views, so there's stability to it. And then what was our other criteria? Okay, career paths that require hard working. Career paths that require hard work, we'll change that, and offer high reward. So people often say high risk, high reward. You guys is hard work, high reward. Whatever has a very big payoff but takes a lot of work, you guys will excel and clean the fuck up in. You just do. Stuff that nobody else would really like, that take a lot of time to do, man. You guys have an ability to do. Is that my phone buzzing? But you guys have an ability to do these tasks. We'll rock it there because our time has moved up quite a bit. We are at 56 minutes to try to keep it. Sorry about to get an hour. I tried for 30 minutes or at least 40 minutes. Okay, advice. We got to move on to advice now. Okay, so advice. Keep yourself surrounded by people that love you and keep you grounded. It can be hard to have people just summon people that love you. But if you have them and they'll be honest with you and be able to tell you when you're deviating and help you get back on track, keep them around. Regardless of where you go with your success, communicate with them. Keep them hip to all the stuff you're doing. I was watching an interview with Usher, and he said when he was 14, he went to the P. Diddy house and stuff. I know it's a part of that path to success. Not all paths to success, but that was just a part of Usher's experience.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Uh-huh.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Uh-huh.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
At whatever age you're at, and if you're striving for success in the material world, there's a lot that can happen. Keep people hip. Keep people hip to what you're doing, what's going on, because you don't want to like do it in secret, do it in shame, and then you can't tell anybody about it, and you get kind of wrapped into this stuff that kind of like hurts a little bit, or a lot of it. I don't know. Like, who knows what these experiences are like? But keep people around. Keep yourself accountable by allowing people to keep you accountable. They say, "Hey, Usher, where you going, man? Who are you? What party? P. Diddy party? You're 14, man. What you mean by that? You're 14, my man. Come on back. Come on back, bro. Come on back, bro." And then, people to help keep you grounded, because you help keep other people grounded. You always have to be this rock. This has a lot of masculine energy on it, male or female, whatever. But keep people around to keep you grounded. And for our women watching this that want some more like feminine advice on this masculine energy kind of like path, whatever, masculine. Embrace these traits too. Embrace all these traits too. Hardworking, resilient, goal-oriented, practical, in your own way. It doesn't mean the same things that it might mean for a guy. You might want to play basketball for them 23 hours. You might want to do archery. I don't know, something else. I don't know, something, whatever. But like you need these principles too. You need them. If you're a 4, you need them within you, right? Part of the experience that's a little different from masculine or from male and female is that a lot of what's told is like find all of these traits, all of the emperor traits, you find it in somebody else. If you're a 4, you need it for yourself too. Like you need it to be it as well. You need to be structural, you need to be reliable, you need to be resilient, you need to be goal-oriented. You can find a partner that has these exact same things or whatever. But you gotta have it too. Okay, it's not just, all right, boom, I'm gonna find a partner that's this, and then I don't have to be responsible for my path. No. Because regardless of who you got next to you, the way it's set up, where's my pen? Here, could you be responsible for this? Could you watch this? Could you hold on to this and make sure it doesn't break? And you're like, oh no, that's what I got my husband for. Nah, it's your pen. It's your pen, right? Which, you know, it's a blessing. That's where your gifts are at. You have a gift for this. And probably an inclination for this, like a desire. That's all talent is. It's just the ability to do something. You have it within you, the desire to do this, right? So that's your talent. Okay? 4s are very talented because they have an ability that allows them to do anything. Anything. So watch out for overindulgence, which I mentioned. That means drugs as a form of suppressing your experiences. Yeah. Yeah. It can be hard to do that. You guys have gone through, if you have gone through tricky things, the emotional, your life circumstances might be buck wild, whatever. Crazy stuff, and I understand. It can be hard to stray away from being overindulgent and using external things as coping mechanisms to suppress those feelings. It's understandable. That's where the people come in now. People you can talk to about these things. Healthy ways to approach them. See, talking is, it can be a therapist, it can be a psychologist of your own, friends, whatever. Having somebody, some way to keep yourself balanced and not balanced in a way where it's like balanced, not buried. Right? Balanced, not buried. Okay, since you guys are 4s and we deal with the earth, we don't want you guys under the dirt, covering things up and hiding them away within, because they stay here. Longer they stay up, piles up, and then it affects the external that you so very much wanted to keep this from seeing. You wanted to keep the external from seeing what's within because it's hard and scary and all this stuff. Now it's showing, and it's like, oh fuck. Oh no. Oh no. Whatever. Last thing is pat yourself on the back sometime, man. Pat yourself on the back sometime. Because, like, y'all be doing a lot. Y'all are hardworking and consistent and enduring and all of these really cool things. I mentioned, I had Life Path 4 gifts too. You guys, your consistency is a gift. Your endurance is a gift. Your hardworking nature is a gift. Charisma, you guys are charismatic. Nicki Minaj, very charismatic. Pretty cool. But pat yourself on the back. You know, you guys are always working towards that end goal. Don't forget to acknowledge where you've already been thus far, the things you've done. Oh, shit, I made it pretty far. I'm working on this building. I want it to be 97 stories. We have 48 stories, though. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's 48. What I said, 48 stories. That's pretty good. It's not 98. We got 50 to go, but it's all good. We're almost there. It's only 50 more. It's not 98 more to go. It's 50 to go. It's better. Pat yourself on the back sometimes, man. That is the Life Path number 4 video. If you're a Life Path number 4, comment a little bit about your experience. If you guys would like a life path personal session, I can do this through video. I'll put all this information in the description. You guys can just send me an email if you guys are interested. You guys can reach me on Instagram at GodJohnson13. You guys can reach me on email at something on whatever it says up on the screen. For personal readings, I do natal chart readings. I do numerology sessions. We can talk about your purpose more in depth. Hit me up. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. And life path number 4 is thank you guys for being on Earth, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for real. Love y'all. Cheers. Or something. People say the peace sign is bad because it's separation. So you got to do it together. So, I don't know, man.